What's going on, everybody? Hey, this is not my typical video today, but first off, disclaimer, I am no bonsai expert, nor am I an expert at anything, to tell you the truth. Jack of all trades, master of none. This is my old Ficus benjamina. It's been sitting in this very shallow root-bound pot for a long time. I've transplanted it once since I got it. Funny story is this thing was half dead when I received it, and then brought it back to life. And now it is starting to show signs of, dude, I need some more space. And so that's what we're gonna do. It's also got some mealybug in here too. I'm gonna take that outside and spray that thing off. Cool organic way to treat those little mealybugs is just spray them off. And that usually works for about 6 months, for me at least it does. So anyways, I'm gonna transplant this bad boy up. Again, not an expert, but I must say I have done quite a few bonsais in my tenure. I've kind of grown up in plant nurseries, worked plant nurseries my whole life. Phoenix, Arizona, Paradise Gardens. Sven, if you're watching, thank you, buddy, for giving me the opportunity to hack up some of those boxwoods and turn into bonsais and put them on resale. They actually work, guys. I swear to God. I used to get all these boxwoods off the truck, and I'd take like 5 or 6 of these 1 gallons, and I would just start to tweak them and convert them into these little bonsais. Let them establish up, set up in a greenhouse for like probably 5 or 6 months. Once they got good, they started putting out new foliage. We put them back on the showroom floor, and man, they would sell like hotcakes. So, Sven, if you're watching, thanks, man, for giving me that opportunity. Back to it. Pot. Just picked this up at the local home store. Paid like 18 bucks for it. Definitely much deeper than what this plant's in right now, as you can tell. So it is time to get transplanting. Let's do this. Cheers, brother. Cheers. This here. Here's some flight feathers. Loads of disclaimers, guys. Bar garden neat version, okay? So if I am doing something wrong, if I'm missing a step, or I've done too much of this or too much of that, leave in the comments, man. Let me know. School me, teach me, because I guarantee you there are so many people out there that could definitely teach me a thing or two about what I'm about to attempt. All right, so here we go. First off, I'm gonna remove all the rocks and leaves and everything, and then just get this whole root mass out of the pot, okay? So let's go ahead and get that done first. This thing is just so packed. This is one solid root mass with very, very little soil. Man, it's gonna definitely dig its new home. All right, so now what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna go ahead and go through and cut some of these branches off, because I'm gonna lose roots inevitably. I've already kind of broken a bunch of roots off. I don't know if you can see that, but inside the wall of this pot, there's a bunch of roots in here, so that's already taken place. So rule of thumb is typically whatever you lose in the root system, you kind of want to also lose in the canopy. A lot of this stuff looks pretty good still, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of this stuff already. You can already see that I've already cut some of it back a little bit. What you can do is you can do kind of what they call a cambion test, or look and see if the cambion layer is green, and what that is that's the layer just underneath the bark. So if you were to scrape it back a little bit and it's green, that's good to go. That's the cambion layer. So you obviously know that branch is still alive. It's just not putting out any leaves or foliating, so, or able to foliate at that time. But I'm still gonna go ahead and trim this back anyways, because again, I'm gonna balance it out from the loss of roots that I'm gonna lose during the transplant process. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up this root ball a little bit. Flip it to its side gently without breaking any branches. And if I can't do it by hand, I'm gonna persuade it with maybe even a pruner. but it seems like this is going to separate okay. Again, I'm going to lose roots. It's inevitable, especially those feeder roots, those small little tiny roots that are, their sole job is to absorb all that nutrient, suck it up into the tree or plant. They're really small and very fragile roots. But it's funny too, because that right there looks like it's almost like would be the tap root. I don't know if you guys can make that out, but it's like dead center of this little tree. So, all right, it's loosening up quite nice. I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but I'm going to call that pretty good. I like that. All right. I don't know if you guys can see in this pile, but it's just riddled with roots. So, again, it's inevitable, no matter how careful you are. Okay, let's put this in a new pot. Got some potting soil here with some perlite. Check the depth here. Definitely want to go a little bit higher. I'm liking that. That's about right. Okay, let's go ahead and add the rest of this topsoil in. Pack it in place. Okay, now all that's left is to go ahead and water it in. I've got organic fertilizer, NPK, like a real low rate, percentage of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So it's like a I think it was a 2-6-3 or something like that. Very low, very mild. So in theory, it shouldn't shock the crap out of this thing. I don't fertilize my indoor plants very often, so they're really not used to it. And that's probably why this old tree is in this condition outside of it being so root bound. It's just neglected. And so hopefully in doing this, it's going to revitalize it. I'm gonna give it a nice, good, deep watering. Okay guys, here it is. I will not be surprised if this tree drops all of its leaves due to like a transplant shot. It's kind of normal. I'm not going to freak out. If it does, I'm just going to give it time. When in doubt, don't throw it out. Just wait it out. But I guarantee you it's in a much better place. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate your time, and I hope to see you next time. Ciao, ciao.